What is going on, guys? So today, as you already know, what we're going to be talking about here is the chapter that came out last night. It was seriously, in my opinion, one of the best chapters in all of One Piece. I wouldn't say it is the best, but it is certainly up there, possibly top 10. Just the ridiculous amount of information that was dropped on us, the amount of character introductions and reintroductions. It was absolutely crazy. Before I do get into this video, I just want to disclaim that because of the damage this chapter did, I went to bed at about 6:30 a.m. last night, and I woke up at 11 because I wanted to get this video out as quick as possible, and I've been anxious to talk about this with you guys. So I'm running on about 4.5 hours of sleep. The chances of me saying something really stupid and probably just incorrect is almost 100% at some point in this video. So if I say something like, I have in the past, like, oh yeah, Kuma's the strongest warlord because the existence of Mihawk just slips my mind, then just ignore it. If it sounds too ridiculous to believe, then I'm probably just very tired. So yes, with that being said, let's get into this. What I really want to talk about today, the big thing is all about the new character, King, the one we've all been expecting. I thought there was a possibility that Kaido would be king, but it was kind of leaning towards there also being a king, since Jack is still clearly a calamity. So we finally get him introduced. He's King of the Wildfire, or King the Wildfire, whatever. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited. He looks extremely badass. I just want to talk about what we can kind of see is going on with him, as well as what I think his devil fruit is. I don't really feel that confident when I see somebody's devil fruit at first if it's not completely obvious what it is. Like when, how funny, when we saw Absalom for the first time, that's just off the top of my head. It was pretty clear that he had like an invisibility fruit. But when it's something like this and we just see that he has wings or whatever, it's not entirely clear. Of course, we do have a little bit more information, like he's going to have a zone. We know that all of Kaido's men have zones, so that was pretty fair. And we could kind of assume there's a good chance he's either going to have an ancient or a mythical zone. So, going off of that, I think it's pretty clear at this point that he's most likely going to have the gargoyle fruit, which would be a mythical zone, okay? If you don't know what a gargoyle is, it's like a statue that it's supposed to look really ugly, and it has wings that generally look exactly like what King has on his back. I'll put a few images on the screen. Sure, there are some variations of the wings, but that is definitely the most common look they have. It's like kind of shaped like this, and the top arches inwards, right, and the bottom kind of does the same thing a lot. It's not like they're all like that, but the ones that aren't like that are kind of all different from each other, and the ones that are all the same look like that. So I think it's very likely that he does have the gargoyle fruit. It would be a mythical zone. Again, if you're not completely familiar, pretty much a gargoyle is a creature that's supposed to look ugly and have wings like that would scare away evil spirits or whatever, and then as they became more popular in Europe and whatnot, there were legends of them like coming to life and being possessed by evil spirits or some bullshit, and they would have special powers, which is what's going to be going on here. And they also were sometimes used as like an irrigation system, so the water would come out of their mouth and just like drip. Don't exactly know how that fit in, but that's kind of important because I do have some ideas about the abilities that this would have, such as maybe he could breathe fire, which doesn't really make sense because gargoyles, like I just said, had water coming out of them. But I mean, if there's something coming out of his mouth and he is known as the Wildfire, I could very well see him having some fire ability, especially because gargoyles have just different abilities and different stories and whatnot. So I could definitely see that. I mean, he even has fire behind him or something. It looks like flames to me. So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have to come out of his mouth, but I'm definitely think he's going to have some fire-related abilities. That will be pretty cool in the mythical zone. Again, it's not confirmed that he has a mythical zone, obviously. I just think it's pretty obvious based on what we're seeing. I mean, he has wings. And now, see, here's the thing, too, I would like to talk about next, is I think he is most likely going to be from Impel Down to some extent. I'm sure most people did notice. I have a lot of people DMing me this, like, nonstop. He, on his coat, has a little skull, right? And then even earlier in this chapter, Oda just completely trolls us by doing stuff like this. We can see Shiryu, who also has these exact same skulls. He was a former member of Impel Down, and it kind of seems like because of that, King might be similar, especially because, and I know I'm not the only person that thought this, because I thought it when I read it, and then I talked to Mikey immediately afterwards, and he was reading it while I was just listening to him read it. He's like, oh my god, is that Magellan? And I was like, yeah, I thought the exact same thing at first. It sure looks like him, especially because of the wings, right? And he just got all the black, and he's got kind of a horn thing going on. He just looks a lot like him, and he's got the symbol that Shiryu has too. Unfortunately, Magellan doesn't have that, but that's okay. I mean, that's not completely necessary. They probably didn't have the same position anyway, since he was the warden. He was in charge of the entire thing, so I could see him having a different uniform and whatnot. So, if he's from Impel Down, that would be pretty huge, and it does make sense. The reason he would be from Impel Down is because Kaido has been taken prisoner by the world government. I believe it was 7 times. I believe it was 7 times now Kaido's been taken prisoner by the world government. He's been in Impel Down. We already have someone like Shiryu who was a member of Impel Down, and then, you know, some shit went down, and now he's with the Blackbeard Pirates, of course. Doesn't have to be exactly the same with King, but I could see with Kaido being in there multiple times. I don't exactly know why he would defect, but Kaido could have convinced King to become a member of his crew. I'm sure there's something going on there. So that's pretty much a thing. I mean, again, I'm feeling pretty confident about the gargoyle fruit, but I'm not saying that's 100%. Him having something very strongly related to Impel Down is pretty much confirmed at this point. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if I am just right on the money with that. But there's got to be some relation there, or Oda's just trolling us in ways that don't even make sense. So I'm going to go with it not being a troll, because that would just be strange. And I think he's going to have something to do with Impel Down. Now, like I was saying earlier, him having wings, those shaped wings in particular, is my biggest indicator that he is, you know, the user of the Gargoyle no Mi or whatever. And now the problem with that is, if he is related to Impel Down and Magellan in some way, Magellan does have wings despite being the poison fruit user. So I don't really know what the deal is with those wings, like why he would even have them. I always thought it was weird in the first place. So my explanation would be that there's 2 really. Either sometimes having a position Impel Down, you like put on wings or something happens. That seems really stupid to me. Or, and this is probably more likely in my opinion, they could be brothers and possibly some different race than human, which is pretty reasonable. If you look at Magellan, he doesn't look human in any way, shape, or form, and he has wings going on. And then that would mean that probably King would have a different devil fruit. He would not be a gargoyle, which is weird because his wings are shaped exactly like it, and they're different than Magellan's. But yeah, so those are the 2 kind of conflicting things I have here. If he has the gargoyle fruit, then it's kind of weird that he looks exactly like Magellan and Magellan has wings. But at the same time, it's like, so it makes so much sense for him to have the gargoyle fruit. I mean, the wings are ridiculous. It's a mythical zone. Gargoyles are known for shooting shit out of their mouth, which fire is a pretty common thing to be shot out of someone's mouth in terms of like abilities and powers and whatnot, and he's the Wildfire. So yeah, I don't know exactly. That seems pretty reasonable to me, though. Both of those are going to be a huge thing to talk about. I mean, yeah, there's really honestly not anything I can say as to what the gargoyle fruit would be able to do, because like I said, in different stories and just references and applications of gargoyles in mythology and whatnot, there's just, I mean, so many different abilities. They're all like unrelated to each other. It's just based on whatever the author wants. So I can't really come up with anything. The only suggestion I really have is maybe fire. So I mean, it honestly doesn't even need to have to do anything with fire, because Jack has nothing to do with a drought. I mean, he has the mammoth fruit, and unless like he just has something where he goes into his giant mammoth form and uses his trunk to suck out all the water of some place just to terrorize people. I mean, maybe that's the case. That could. He is known for terrorizing people, and that's why he has such a high bounty. But I would think we would have seen something like that during Zoe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we'll get it in a flashback or something. But at this point, it's really far from necessary for these guys double for to have anything to do with their particular calamity. So, yeah. But, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say at this point. I just really wanted to make a video about King. I think he's going to end up being one of the most interesting characters. I mean, he has a katana and everything. it seems to me he's going to be the one to face off against Zoro. I don't really want to get too much into that. I kind of want to make a whole separate video. It seems to me, I've been saying for a while that I think Jinbei is going to be facing off against Jack, and now, I didn't think this before, but it seems like Sanji's going to be facing Queen, and King is going to have Zoro as an opponent because, Katana, Okama, and Fishman battle. So, it all makes sense to me. It's a little too perfect, but what are you going to do, right? That's how it's looking. I don't really have too much to say again about the gargoyle fruit because of its different variations in mythology, but it's looking pretty good that could be the case. If not, then we're going to have to look at other zones. I mean, there is fire involved. There's fire behind him, so there could be something going on there. Have to look more into it, but again, I just wanted to make a quick video about King because when I saw this guy, the chapter was already so good. It was just nonstop awesomeness after nonstop awesomeness. And then the final panel, he pulls out the hype train as he always does. And I was just I couldn't sleep last night, seriously. I finished reading the chapter around 3-ish, and then I called Mikey, and we talked on the phone for about 2 hours about this chapter, which is insane for a single chapter of One Piece. And then from like 5 to 6 or 6:30, was just in my bed thinking about all the shit I want to talk about and make videos about. So I'm going to have a lot of videos in the very near future. What I think I'm going to start doing is having videos on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, because those are like the weekend days, and that's probably, the best time to be uploading videos. And I can kind of I'm better at doing things like all at once in chunks, so I think I'm going to start doing that. So today's Friday, and I'm going to try and get one out tomorrow and the next day, which isn't even going to be hard because I have so much I want to talk about. I don't want to make a video for this entire chapter as a whole. I want to break down each individual massive thing. I mean, there's so many things in this chapter. I'm only talking about King right now. Like, I got to talk about Queen. I got to talk about Jack. I got to talk about Blackbeard, all of his subordinates that we're seeing now. I mean, there is so much to talk about right now. It's absolutely awesome. But this was the most hype part of the chapter, for me at least. I'm sure a lot of people have different opinions on that because there were so many good parts. I mean, guys, Fujitora and Ryokugyu apparently fought Sabo and the commanders. So there's just that means so much. It means so much there. So again, there's a lot to talk about. I just wanted to get this one out first and very quickly. Probably going to be doing a lot of these as face cam videos like this because, you can't use panels in One Piece videos anymore. As if you're familiar with Joy Boy Theories, he just made a video talking about how he got striked 2 times in 24 hours, mainly because he has panels in his videos, and I've gotten striked for having panels in my videos. So, I mean, most of my videos I put like screenshots of the anime or whatever, and that seems to be fine, but hello, like, this is the most recent chapter, so I can't do that. I'm gonna have to do this. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the face cam. Hopefully I'm not too ugly for you, and I know you guys really enjoy my room the way it is, so I try and keep it a mess for you. I always have it like super clean, but you guys say you just love seeing how dirty it is all the time, so before I start my videos or whatever, I mess everything the fuck up because I know you guys love it. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about this chapter. Let me know if you got any theories about what's going on. I want to hear them. There's so much stuff going on, so many things that I can't think about it all. I would love to have good ideas from you guys. You can also join the Discord. Look in the description, join the Discord, and leave your ideas in the video ideas or One Piece theory section in the Discord. Got a lot of people talking in there all the time, kind of talking shit on each other a lot. A lot of people have different opinions, and it gets heated over the internet. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I'd love to see more of you guys in there. Thank you very much for watching once again. Thank you if you've made it this far, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.